Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario with the character of Drelm. This is Scenario B6, or the final scenario of the basic level, and Drelm is over at the Skypharaoh's throne. So he's finally made his way over to the Skypharaoh's throne, and he's delving into the depths here, but he'll have to return another 6 times before he finds the Skypharaoh. But we'll see what he finds the first time he's there. Alright, advancing the Blessings deck. It's a Blessed of WADJET. And we find an Icy Long Spear 1. Okay, wow, this is actually pretty cool. Strength and melee 10. Strength and melee skill plus 1d8 plus 1 and the cold trait. Wow, I like this. Okay, so Drelm doesn't have any blessings in his hand. It's going to be just a straight up d10. Let's see. Alright, let's see if we get it. We're going to be adding plus 3 to this roll. Okay, and we just rolled a 2. Ouch. Well, that's pretty cool. An icy long spear in the Skypharaoh's throne. Well, unfortunately, Drelm did not obtain that boon. Alright, advancing the Blessings deck, it's a Curse of Poisoning. So Drelm now has a Curse of Poisoning attached to himself. And he's exploring. And we get a Malfunctioning Death Trap. Okay, so it is a, let's go ahead and, that's still in focus. It says here, so the trigger, we did not examine this card. So it's a trap, magic, electricity, basic. Check to defeat dexterity, disable, stealth, intelligence. Well, Drelm does have, he has this ability. So it says, on your check against a card that has the obstacle trait, he could add his divine skill. But this is not an obstacle. So it's going to be a straight up disable check. Drelm's disable is D8 plus 2. Okay, and that's the best we can do. Alright, and we rolled a 1. So it says here, if undefeated, each character at this location is dealt 1d4 electric damage, then recharges a card. Wow. Okay, no bueno. Rolling a d4, so we take 2 points of damage. Fortunately, Drelm has an armored coat, so he can recharge this card to reduce electricity damage by 3. Okay, so he'll recharge that. Also, due to the malfunctioning death trap, he has to recharge a card. I'll recharge the Holy Light spell. Now, this Bane gets shuffled back into the deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shuffling these cards here. We're going to randomly determine which card is on top. It's the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Alright, so the location deck is all set. We're resetting Drelm's hand. And now what we're doing is we are advancing the Blessings deck. We are rolling for the Curse of Poisoning. Maybe we had to do that at the start of the, at the end of the turn, or after we reset the hand. So we rolled a 6. We don't have 6 cards in our hand. We only have 3 cards in our hand. So we will have to reset the Feather of Matt due to the Curse of Poisoning. Fortunately, in Drelm's hand, he has a Remove Curse spell. So we'll go ahead and use that right away to get rid of the Curse of Poisoning. And then we are going to explore. Alright, let's see what we get. Hey, we get a Toxic Geyser. So Trap, Acid, Fire, Poison, Veteran. This is not an obstacle, unfortunately. So it says here, Dexterity, Acrobatics, Wisdom, Survival. So Drelm has the Wisdom D8. And I think that's going to be it. So I am going to go ahead and use a Blessing of the Ancients just to roll 2d8. I want Drelm to succeed at this check. There is no difficulty modifier because this is just the basic level. Rolling 2d8, we rolled a 5 and an 8. Okay, cool. So at least this barrier has been banished. Resetting the hand. Okay, a bunch of blessings. We got a whip in our hand. Advancing the Blessings deck, it's a Blessing of the Ancients. We get the Viper Strike spell. So this is pretty cool. It's an auto acquire since it's a Divine 4, and Drelm has a D8 plus 3 for his Divine. So that's pretty sweet. We'll put that in our hand. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use we're going to try this out. Blessing of WADJET. So we can discard this card to examine the top card of your location deck. Then you may explore your location. Okay, and we can add 1 die to our check to acquire boons. Alright, let's try it out. We're going to examine. Okay, so unfortunately we examine this card and we do the trigger effect. So we have to encounter it. The difficulty is increased by 3. Okay, so we have a combat 12 check going on here. But we have the Viper strike spell. We're going to go ahead and try it. Divine skill plus 2d4. So divine is d8, 2d4, assembling the dice. We get to add 2 to this roll. Alright, and we rolled a 6, and a 4 is 10, and a 4 is 14, 15, 16. More than enough. This Bane is banished, and we're going to try to see if we recharge our Viper strike spell. We just need a divine 6 check, and Drelm's divine is d8 plus 3. Alright, sweet. So we recharge that card. Alright. Pretty nifty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reset Drelm's hand, and we're going to advance the Blessings deck, and we'll see what we get. Okay, wow. So we get this villain, or the scenario's villain henchman. So what we have here is we have to do a Charisma Diplomacy 10. Then we have to do a Combat 14. But since, so the first one is a Human Sorcerer. So it's just going to be straight up Charisma Diplomacy 10. Then we have the Undead Mummy. And since we're in the Sky Pharaoh's throne, it says the difficulty of your checks against Banes that have the Mummy trait is increased by 4. Okay. So, interesting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and do the Charisma Diplomacy. Drelm just has a Charisma of D6. Wow. That's pretty sad. And we're going to go ahead and use a Blessing of the Elements. So it's going to be 2d6. So wow, this is going to be kind of difficult. 2d6 check, we got to roll a 10. Alright, so we rolled a 6 and we rolled a 2. So 6, 7, 8. So we failed that check. So I'm assuming we have to take 2 points of damage. So I'll take 2 cards in damage. And now what I'm going to do is we have to do this combat check, which is going to be a combat 18, so plus 4 modifier there. And we're going to go ahead and use our whip. So the whip says, so we can actually, this is going to be cool. So strength through melee plus 1d6. Strength through melee plus 1d6. So we'll go ahead and do it. We'll try it out. Strength melee plus 1d6. We add 3 to this roll. Alright, so we rolled a 4, 5. And we had to roll, well anyway, we totally failed that roll. So we'll go ahead and discard this card, ignore the result, and evade the Bane. So, but on the first check, since we took some damage, it says here, after you are dealt damage that is not reduced, bury 1 random card from your discard pile. So we have to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're rolling a d6, so we're going to have to bury this card. Turned out to be a Thonic Clansman. And so now this Widow and Dearly Departed gets shuffled back into the location deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, interesting. I should have read off. Well, I've been following all these rules correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just the top card of the location deck. That's why I rolled that d4. So resetting Drelm's hand. He's still in this. He's still got it. Alright, okay, got some cool options here. Very nice. Advancing the Blessings deck. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this. Get some space here. We're going to use the. Make sure that's all set. We're going to use this Cure spell. So rolling a d4, roll a 2, so we get to recharge 3 cards from our discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 cards here. Just randomly picking 3. Okay, so those cards get shuffled back into our deck. So just shuffling some cards here for Drelm's deck. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to see if we recharge this spell. So we rolled, oh shucks, so the Cure spell is gone. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to explore. Okay, we get a Crocodile Skin Shield. So Constitution Fortitude. Drelm just has a Constitution Fortitude of D6. Oh, nope. Drelm hasn't been doing too good getting the the boons in this Skypharaoh's throne. Resetting Drelm's hand, advancing the blessings deck. Alright, and we get an Enchanter. Okay, so this is so there's no difficulty modifier. This is the basic scenario. So before you act, she deals 1 force damage. So I'll go ahead and I'll lose the remove curse spell as damage, and then we'll have an after effect. But for right now, it's just a combat 8 check, which is nice. So I'm just going to use this KHOPESH, which is a D10 and a D8. We get to add 3 to this roll. So I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be fine. Yep, and we are. But after you act, she still does a fire damage to us, which really sucks. Can this help out? Sweet. Recharge this card to reduce fire damage. Nice. I like it. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. We did get rid of that Bane, which is nice. We didn't. All the damage was reduced. So resetting Drelm's hand. Okay, he's got some options. Advancing the blessings deck, and we get the BONECRUSHER Hunter. Well, this time we didn't examine it, so it's just going to be a combat 9. We're going to use the KHOPESH once again. D10, D8 plus 3. You know, I think that's going to do it. Let's keep it up. Yes, 14. Alright. BONECRUSHER Hunter is defeated. Looking at our hand, let's see. We only have 2 cards left in the blessings deck, and there's 3 cards left in the location deck. Okay, it's going to be close, but we're going to go for it. We're going to advance the blessings deck, and we get a malfunctioning DEATHTRAP. So this time we have in our hand a Wing of Horus, which we can recharge this card to add 1 die to your dexterity non-combat check. So if we want, we can do 2d6 to do the dexterity 5. We also have an Explorer's Staff. Discard this card to add 2 dice to your disable check. Okay, we'll do that. We're going to discard this. We're adding 2 dice to our disable check. Okay, and Drelm's disable is D8 plus 2. Okay, that's pretty sweet. So we're actually rolling 3d8 plus 2. Wow, life is good. Look at that. 13, 14, 15. The malfunctioning DEATHTRAP has been defeated. Resetting Drelm's hand. Let's see, there's that. And let's see, I'm thinking, well, we're just going to, this is the final card in the location deck. It's a Blessing of Khepri. Okay, and we get the Death Hound. So the Death Hound is Animal Curse Basic. So we have to do 2 combat 7 checks. So we'll go ahead and just use the KHOPESH for both of those checks. D10, D8 for the first one. So we rolled a 7, 8 for the first one, and we added 3 for our modifier, so we rolled 12. And then the next one is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And it says, if the result of both checks to defeat are greater than 11, which they are, you may banish the Scourge. If not, suffer the Scourge, the curse. If not, suffer the Scourge, curse of vulnerability. And then after you act, succeed at a Constitution or Fortitude 8 check, or discard a card. Okay, so our Constitution is just a D8. So that's an auto fail. So first of all, we have to take the Curse of Vulnerability. We're going to go ahead and lose a card. We'll lose the Wing of Horus. But unfortunately, we have ran out of time. There's no more cards in the location deck. There was 1 card left in the location deck, which was, of course, Widow and Dearly Departed. But as it is, Drelm did not finish that scenario. So where we're at is we're going to do a quick deck check. Drelm will have to revisit the Skypharaoh's throne and try to find and encounter Widow and Dearly Departed. It'll be a brand new location deck, which I'll have to come up with. But as it is, let's go ahead and do a quick deck check here. Just really quick here. Let's see if he actually gained. He did gain some new items. What did he gain? Did he gain anything? No, how about that? So all the stuff that Drelm got, everything, he still has the, let's see if this is 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I guess he gained one new thing here. What was it? Did he gain the Viper? Oh yeah, he gained the Viper Strike spell. So he did gain the Viper Strike spell. I don't think he's going to keep it. But as it is, I'll have another adventure up shortly. This will be the end. These scenarios are a little more tricky, so now I'm going to have to do some studying and figure out how we are going to go back and defeat this Bane. It might take us a few tries. We'll see. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I'll have another adventure up shortly.